A very good afternoon, Excellencies, distinguished guests, speakers, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Silvia and I have the pleasure of being your MC today. On behalf of the Institute of South Asian Studies, ISAS, MUS, and the Cosmos Foundation, Bangladesh, I welcome you to this afternoon joint ISAS Cosmos Foundation panel discussion on Bangladesh, Challenges and Opportunities. To start the proceeding, I would like to invite Ambassador Gopinath Pillai, Chairman, Institute of South Asian Studies, MUS, and Ambassador at Large, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Singapore, to deliver the opening remarks. Ambassador Pillai, please.
Commissioner of Bangladesh, Mr. Rahman, High Commissioner for Pakistan, Mr. Enayetullah Khan, Mr. Enayetullah Khan, Mr. Rahman, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Today we have this topic, Bangladesh, Challenges and Opportunities. If you look at Bangladesh, before I come to that, maybe I should say that the panel that we had got from Bangladesh for this discussion is a 100% Bangladeshi panelists that are going to give you all the information. It will also reflect on the great strides of progress that Bangladesh has made. But I'll come to that later. ISAS is organizing this function together with Cosmos. And we are very grateful to Foundation and its chairman, Mr. Enayetullah Khan. I think this is a good start. This is the first one that we have organized with Bangladesh. Apart from ISAS, I personally have an interest in Bangladesh. In the 1980s, I was heading the Singapore government, what we may call a state trading corporation. And we set up a garment factory. I think we were one of the very few foreign companies operating in Bangladesh. And I was put in charge of that. And I used to go down to Bangladesh quite often. While there, I began to reflect on Bangladesh itself. If you look at back in history, not early part of the mid-19th century, the greatest or the most striking catastrophe that happened in the world was in Bengal. The 1943 famine, a man-made famine, killed more than 2 million people. I say it's man-made because it was the colonial masters who maneuvered things in such a way that they didn't care too much about lives in Bangladesh. Approximately 2.1 million or so people died. They disrupted agriculture. They disrupted transportation. A boat that can carry more than 10 people would be destroyed. They diverted a whole shipload of grain that was coming to Bangladesh to Europe. All all this in the name of a possibility of Japanese attack on India, the old undivided India, from Myanmar, because Japanese had occupied Myanmar. So this is the background of Bengal, and it affects Bangladesh as well. Then you had a traumatic experience with the separation with Pakistan that had its stake. Then to add insult to injury, the great Mr. Kissinger termed Bangladesh as an international basket case. When a man of that prominence says something like that, it is something that is seen by potential investors, visitors, tourists, and so on, as this is a country to be avoided. But Bangladesh has stood up. But even when I was there during the 80s, the poverty level was quite high. And you could see that there was some difficulties in people earning their livelihood. But suddenly, after all this, Bangladesh had pulled its bootstrap up and stood firmly on the ground to say, we are about to arrive. Last year, I went with Mr. Chowdhury and a few of my colleagues to Bangladesh. And I saw the big difference between what it was last year and what it was in the 1980s. Bangladesh has improved. Bangladesh has been able to get more people out of poverty. Bangladesh is started to grow. And today, Bangladesh is one of the fast-growing countries of South Asia. This progress does not mean that Bangladesh is without challenges. It has some challenges. The vast population has to be empowered, and they must be fed, and they must be educated. The infrastructure will further improve. The nation's intellectual resources should be channeled in the right direction towards developing a greater skill-based population. Apart from the job creation at home, there was also the desire to look after the Bangladeshis who go outside, and it's one of your major sources of foreign exchange, the remittance. But the fact remains that Bangladesh has become an attractive destination for foreign investment. I think in a week or so, the Prime Minister of Bangladesh will be visiting Singapore, will be honored by her visit. So this particular function, I think, is a curtain raiser for that event. I also feel that the business community in Singapore has started to look at Bangladesh with some curiosity. They are not, as far as I know, committed to any significant investment, but they will. I think if the political climate is stable, if your skilled labor numbers are increased, and you have the ease of doing business given special attention. There are many countries in South Asia where the ease of doing business is a major problem, and investors are sometimes quite scared. So this, what has been achieved by Bangladesh, and if you are to sustain this growth, you need to look into these matters. But Bangladeshis are intelligent people, they learn fast. And if I see the younger workforce in Singapore, they are a very hard-working lot. I think their productivity should be as high as anyone in any part of Asia. And that's something that you can bank on and build on. The interest that ISAS has is one not so much tilted towards business, but it is more the intellectual side. We want to study and watch the growth of Bangladesh. My colleague, Mr Md Mustafizur is co-editing a book called India at 71. I think we should, I will urge my colleagues to also look at a similar book for Bangladesh, so that people can get a situation analysis from a neutral party like Singapore on how Bangladesh is progressing. It will have a salutary effect on your investment. The sort of things that Kissinger said would be something very far in the back. I mean, it would be more or less forgotten. So I think we would look at this possibility. I would like to end by thanking first the High Commissioner for being here to grace the occasion. I'd like to thank House Chan for being our partner, and we signed a partnership with him, and we would like to do many more things. And above all, I'd like to thank my own colleague, Dr. Iftikhar Chowdhury, for putting together this program. We had some little moments of anxiety, but he was always very optimistic about his motherland. And he made sure that this happened, and we appreciate it. Now, after this, my little talk, I think you are going on to the panelists. Before that, I think the High Commissioner will speak, and Dr. Iftikhar Chowdhury will also speak, and then you have the panelists. And you will see the quality of the discussion, because the people who have come here are extremely well qualified and also well experienced. I hope you will have a very satisfying afternoon today. Thank you.
Thank you, Ambassador Pillai. It is now my pleasure to invite His Excellency Mr Md Mustafizur Rahman, High Commissioner of Bangladesh to Singapore, to deliver his address. Your Excellency, please.
Ambassador Gopinath Pillai, Chairman, Institute of South Asian Studies, Dr. Mr Rahman, Honorable Advisor to the Prime Minister of Bangladesh, Dr. Chaudhary, Principal Research Fellow of ISAS, Mr Enayetullah Khan, Chairman, Cosmos Foundation, Bangladesh, my envoy, colleague, the Commissioner, Mr Khan, Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I thank Institute of South Asian Studies and the Cosmos Foundation, Bangladesh, for organizing this panel discussion. I also thank all distinguished panelists for flying to Singapore to attend this event. I'm sure we'll have a rich discussion today, and I look forward to listening to the interventions of very learned speakers. As a general remark, may I begin by saying that Bangladesh today is a country politically stable, economically sound, and socially thriving. Its transformation has taken place over the last 2 decades, especially in the last decade. During this period, the country's economy has marked a steady growth with its benefits spreading across the society. The growth has been accompanied by a significant decline in poverty, increase in employment, greater access to health and education, and improved basic infrastructure. This transformation, I would say, has been greatly facilitated by the success of the garments industry and sustained inflow of remittances. In 2016-17, our economic growth was 7.28%. Foreign currency reserve was 21.1 billion US dollars, and our export were 34 billion dollars. Our GDP per capita was over $1,600. It's a small figure for Singapore, but for a country like Bangladesh, it's significant. Bangladesh today is the 33rd largest economy in the world in terms of purchasing power energy. Socially also, we are doing reasonably well. Bangladesh's social indicators such as gender equality, women empowerment, mortality rate, life expectancy, immunization and access to water and sanitation. These are remarkably better compared to many of its neighbors. Poverty has been slashed from 57% to only 22% in less than 2 decades. Life expectancy has increased from 55 to 72 years in less than 3 decades. Our microcredit programs have helped rural women become economically empowered. Politically also, women are increasingly visible. Bangladesh is possibly the only country today where women simultaneously hold high positions of Prime Minister, Speaker of the Parliament, Leader of the Opposition, and Deputy Leader. Ladies and gentlemen, does that mean that all is well in Bangladesh and we do not have any challenges? We do. Some challenges, I would say, are long-standing, like the size of the country, geographic location, population size, resource constraint. We are prone to natural disasters, vulnerable to climate change. On top of this, there are new challenges like extremism and refugee crisis, among others. As you know, Bangladesh is located between 2 big neighbors, India and China. India is the nearest neighbor with historic ties, and China is also very close, only 100 kilometers from our borders. With their emergence as major military and economic powers, China and India are poised to play increasingly active role in the global and regional politics. Moreover, Bangladesh is in its vicinity 3 countries with nuclear power. Rivalry among these protagonists would make us feel insecure and vulnerable. Floods and cyclones hit the country frequently. Our development gains over the years can be wiped out in a matter of hours. One ferocious cyclone can push hundreds of thousands of people back below the poverty line. A severe flood can increase the number of destitutes by thousands. Climate change is yet another matter of concern which is threatening existence of Bangladesh. 1 degree Celsius sea level rise would submerge 1/5 of Bangladesh. That might force displacement of roughly 30 million people living in the coastal area. Bangladesh is located near the epicenter of violent extremism. Logically, it is also very susceptible. Though extremism is now under control, any incident like hooliganism may disrupt existing peaceful environment in the country. These are security-related challenges, but economically also, Bangladesh is not well endowed with natural resources, except that we have some cash reserve. As I said earlier, our economy thrives on garments export and remittance. As you know, garments export partly depends on global trade regime, GSP facilities, whereas remittance depends on demand in the destination countries. Bangladesh is set to graduate from LDC. The graduation to a middle-income country is pleasant, but at the same time concerning. It is a pride for the nation to be able to fulfill the criteria for graduation, but it will also face a considerable challenge due to losing many benefits as an LDC. On top of all this, Bangladesh is facing a crisis due to massive influx of Rohingyas into our country. We are now hosting more than 1 million Rohingyas. If we cannot send them back to Myanmar, the place of origin, it will be a huge economic and social burden on Bangladesh. Ladies and gentlemen, challenges are integral for any development process. Many challenges can indeed be turned into opportunities. For example, population. We have a population of 160 million in a surface area of 148,000 square kilometers. 66% of them are between 15 to 64 years of age. It is a huge workforce. If we can provide them with jobs, work or business opportunities, they will become assets for the country. Our geopolitical constraints can also work to our benefit. We are in between not only two political giants, but also economic powerhouses. ASEAN is also not too far from us. A natural law suggests that a country cannot remain far behind in the middle of a prosperous neighborhood. But it will depend on how effectively we can use this proximity to our advantage. On the other hand, changing economic environment associated with LDC graduation can open new windows of opportunity for us. What we need is to fully prepare ourselves to take up the challenge. In broad sense, I understand, we have to transform our human resources into capital through education and skill development. We need to generate employment opportunities for the youth through industrialization, trade expansion, and increasing manpower export. We have to attract foreign direct investment. We must diversify our manufacturing sector, look for exports beyond garments. I clearly see that pharmaceuticals and ICT are two very promising sectors which can boost our export and help decrease reliance on garments. Good thing is, the present government is fully aware of the situation. In 2009, Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina unveiled Vision 2021, a vision to transform Bangladesh into a knowledge-based, technology-driven, middle-income country by 2021. We have made good progress in our journey towards achieving these milestones. Bangladesh is already recognized as a success story in the field of socio-economic development. We perhaps need to do more. Surely, foreign investment will be key in scaling up of our efforts. With solid macroeconomic fundamentals and a very friendly investment regime, we are ready to receive prospective investors in Bangladesh. In that sense, holding of this panel discussion is very timely. Singapore can help us in furthering our capacity and skilling our youth. Singapore is a potential source country to attract foreign direct investment and also for doing business. We hope visit of our Prime Minister to Singapore will add new impetus in our existing cooperation. And certainly, we need all your support and encouragement. I thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency. It is now my pleasure to invite on stage Mr. Enayetullah Khan, Chairman, Cosmos Foundation, Bangladesh, to deliver his address. Mr. Khan, please.
Chairman Gopinath Pillai, Excellencies, distinguished panelists and participants and friends, good afternoon. It's a pleasure and a privilege for me to speak at this event held jointly by ISAS and Cosmos Foundation. This occasion is a fruit of the partnership that the Foundation had entered into with ISAS at the National University of Singapore last year. I am deeply beholden to Ambassador Gopinath Pillai for hosting us, as well as Professor Shubhata Mitra for according us every support. I would be derelict in my responsibilities were I not to make a special mention of Dr. Chaudhary for the intellectual mooring he has been providing the Foundation and for shepherding our process of collaboration. A special gratitude is owed to Mr. Harnak Singh, the Senior Associate Director, and his team, Sylvia, Sitara, and Jordan, who have worked tirelessly, including my team, for the success of this venture. Our High Commissioner was talking about Bangladesh's importance. I'm quite tempted to tell that in my interview with the Chinese Foreign Minister, he was talking mostly about India. And at some point in time, I had to tell that, Excellency, where is Bangladesh? And he said Bangladesh is the bridge between India and China. And I think that correctly defines our role in Asia, which can be a bridge between the two strongest economies of the world. Now a little bit about my group, Cosmos Group, which was established in the newly independent Bangladesh in 1973, but the roots of this multi-sector conglomerate date back to the early part of the 20th century. The entire subcontinent, stretching from the unforgiving highlands of Gilgit-Baltistan in the northwest to the maritime port of Chittagong in the southeast, was occupied by the British. The city's importance as a major route of trade and commerce in South Asia had been established well before the British arrived. This occurred before Columbus discovered America in 1492. Records have proven Arab and Chinese traders plying the southern Silk route and trading at the port of Chittagong as early as 9th century. Cosmos Group began its journey with trading and shipping as their primary focus of business in the heady days that followed the founding of Bangladesh. But in less than 5 decades, Cosmos has grown into a large conglomerate with significant presence in fields as diverse as oil and gas, power, media, mining, manufacturing, telecommunications, and with a footprint that is increasingly global. At the heart of the vision is an unshakable faith in technology for empowerment, serving as an unprecedented force for delivering a level playing field in global commerce. We are ready and willing, and indeed eager and anxious to render a distinct Bangladeshi touch to humanity's story of progress. At a point in time when Bangladesh is powering ahead across a broad spectrum of socio-economic activities, though a lot remains to be done. Cosmos Foundation is a philanthropic arm of Cosmos Group, dedicated to providing strategic insights and policy solutions to help Bangladesh chart its course towards a better future, apart from discovering, cultivating, and disseminating for a global audience the art of Bangladesh. The foundation also oversees the group's abiding commitment to nature conservation, where its award-winning work has forged working relationships with institutions of world renown such as the Smithsonian Institution. It works through a variety of arrangements, often in partnership with specialized think tanks and scholarly institutions, besides leveraging the group's media holdings to foster critical engagement on the most important issues of the day. Through its collection of galleries, exhibitions, publications, symposia, and digital platform, the foundation aims to engage both local and global audiences in artistic and intellectual intervention that aim to illuminate the past, examine the present, and imagine the future. Cosmos Dialogue, a co-mission of Cosmos Foundation, is intended to be a conversation starter that will lead to healthy discussions and deepen our understanding of some of the most pressing issues of our time. The dialogue seeks to promote a culture of constructive debate and tolerance that can act as a bulwark against violence and confrontation. As Nobel laureate Rabindranath Tagore said, where the clear stream of reason and thoughts has not lost its way in the dreary desert of lonely habits and deeds. Taking advantage of state-of-the-art facilities at Cosmos Center, Cosmos Dialogue relies heavily on digital technology to bridge physical distances and help bring people together. Cosmos Dialogue takes the discussion beyond Bangladesh's border and engages regional and international partners. We are offering to press this into the service of ISAS Cosmos collaboration in fulfillment of our common aspirations. I have had a long personal association with Singapore, originally deriving out of my business concerns. I have been admiring of Singapore as a knowledge hub, also of the National University of Singapore. An ISAS high-level visit to Dhaka, undertaken some months ago, afforded our two institutions the opportunity to interact. It has now evolved into a partnership that I hope will also be reflective of the growing cooperation between Bangladesh and Singapore, and a testimony to the historical linkages that delve far back into time between Bengal and the Lion City. Today's venture, being held in Singapore, is meant to be an icebreaker of sorts on Bangladesh as an investment destination, where we are hoping to put up the potential of Bangladesh economy as a driver, or one of the drivers of overall Asian growth in the early decades of what is essentially the Asian century. The result of our panel discussion this evening should be an excellent example of what we can achieve together. I thank you all for participating and look forward to learning and sharing together. Thank you.